what we're going to do today is we're going to go over a few inequalities, and you're going to practice those inequalities. So you'll have a quiz today is all you basically have. So there's not any notes for today. So if you just have a sheet of paper, you'll be fine. I'm pulling it from the inequalities practice that we posted. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can see it. This is the inequalities practice, again, that we posted yesterday for you guys to work on if you wanted to work on it. You didn't have to, it's not due or anything like that. But it's just a little bit of extra practice for you. So I'm going to be pulling my problems from there, but I'm going to be working on a sheet of paper. So you guys are just going to see my notebook paper. So we're going to go over a couple problems, and after we go over those couple of problems, then we're going to break and you guys are going to go take your quiz, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do is x minus 4 is greater than 1. This is a really easy one. So how do I solve this one? I need your participation today, okay? How do I solve this one?
Add
4. This one is super simple because you don't have to do really any work at all, and you get x is greater than 5. Remember, when you graph this, I'm just going to sketch it. You don't need to do anything. Because it's not equal to, it's going to be an open circle, and then it's pointing to the right. So we're going to graph to the right. So just a review of what we did yesterday. So again, all we're doing is kind of practicing this again. I'm going to give you a 2-step one in a minute. Let me do this one. This one is important. Negative 5w less than 10. How do I solve this one?
Divide negative 5.
Perfect. Divide negative 5. What happens when we divide by a negative?
You gotta flip the inequality.
So flip that inequality and we get negative 2. When we graph it, because it's not equal to, it's an open circle. And again, it's pointing to the right. If I'm doing this and I'm going too fast or you have questions, y'all just interrupt me, okay? Here's a 2-step. 2y plus 7 is less than 17. How do I solve this one?
Subtract 7.
Subtract 7.
I get 2y, your 7's cancel out, bring down your inequality. And then remember, these are the parts that you guys are messing up on, so take your time when you do those. 17 minus 7 is positive 10. Finish it out. We're going to divide by 2, and we get y is less than 5. So when we graph, we have a 5. It's not equal to, so it's an open circle, but this time it's less than, so it points to the left. Any questions on that one? Is everybody okay? The next one that I want to go over has some parentheses in it. So 2 times 2x minus 8 minus 8x is less than or equal to 0. Okay. You guys are doing pretty good with these, okay? You're doing pretty good with these. What we need to make sure of is we watch our signs. So you're doing the distribution part really, really well. That's fine. But make sure that you multiply, and it's just your signs. Negative times a negative makes a positive. Positive times a negative makes a negative. So watch your signs on these. That's all I'm going to say, because that's literally all you're doing wrong is the signs. So 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. And then we're going to write the rest of the equation. Okay. So yesterday on your quizzes that you took, those of you that took them, when you had variables on the same side, you did okay, but you kind of got a little bit lost in the steps. So you knew that you had to put these together. So 4x minus 8x is negative 4x. Make sure you bring down the whole negative 16 and finish it out. What do I do now?
Add 16 to 0.
Add 16. And don't freak out because there's a 0 over there. Use it just like normal. You get negative 4x, bring down your sign, less than or equal to 16. And then finish it out by dividing by negative 4. What happens when I divide by negative 4 though?
Gotta flip the sign.
And we actually get negative 4. Again, watch this. This is the step that you guys are messing up. The positives, negatives. So watch those. If I graph this one is going to be a closed circle on negative 4 because it's equal to, and then it's pointing to the right. So it's going to look like that. I'm going to do two more. Okay. So the first one I'm going to do looks like this. 5x, there's a minus, x minus 8, greater than 9 plus 3 times 2x minus 3. This one's a little beastie because it's a big one, okay? It's got a lot of numbers in it. What do I do right here?
Put a 1.
You can put a 1, and then that way you know to distribute negative 1. Make sure you distribute it to both. So the 5x we didn't touch. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. Negative 1 times negative 8 is positive 8. Keep going. Greater than 9 is good. Distribute your positive 3. 3 times 2x is 6x. And 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Clean this up. Clean it up. So over here, I have some like terms. What's 5 minus 1?
Negative 4. Well, 4.
4, just 4. You're fine. Bring down the 8 because there's nothing else to do with that. Bring down your greater than. What happens to 9 minus 9?
Cancel out.
Yeah, it makes 0, so we can just cancel it out and just bring down that 6x. So the next thing you guys had trouble with was if you had variables on different sides. So we have a 4x and a 6x. Make sure that you move the smallest one. If you happen to move the biggest one, it's okay. It doesn't matter, okay? So I like to move the smallest one to keep it positive. So I'm going to subtract 4x. We're going to bring down the 8, bring down the greater than, and 6 minus 4 is 2. How do I finish this?
Divide by 2.
We get 4 is greater than x, but we can't graph it like this, so we're going to turn it all the way around. X less than 4. So again, flip it all the way around. We're going to have 4, an open circle, and it's pointing to the left. Okay. Any questions so far? All right. There are a couple like this on there. A couple like this on there. Let's look at this one. I might do 2 more. Bear with me and let me do 2 more. 6 plus 6n, and I'll move it in a minute, greater than or equal to negative 7 times negative 2 minus n minus n. What do I do on this one? What do I do on this one?
Multiply by 7.
By that negative 7. Make sure you put the negative in there. So we have 6 plus 6n greater than or equal to. Negative times a negative makes a positive. 7 times 2 is 14. Negative 7 times negative n makes a positive 7n. And then we have a minus n on the end. Clean it up because we have like terms. Okay, so 6 plus 6n stays, greater than or equal to stays. 14 stays. What's 7n minus n?
6n.
Okay. So we want to put our n's together. They're both the same. So it doesn't matter which one you move. But what happens?
They cancel out.
Some of you missed this on your quiz. Cancel those out. You get 6 is greater than or equal to 14. Is this true or false?
False.
False.
What does that mean?
No solution.
Very good. Your answer should be no solution. How do you graph no solution? Kind of a trick question. How do you graph no solution?
Can't graph it.
Yeah, you're just going to have an empty number line. Okay, so know that if you have a no solution, you're going to have an empty number line. And then, like I said, I want to do one more because I haven't done one like this. So this one has a fraction, and we didn't have any fractions for our notes today. So that's why I wanted to make sure. And there is one on your quiz. So how do we solve this one?
Subtract 2.
We're going to get rid of this 2 by subtracting. We're left with x over 2 is greater than or equal to 8. How do I solve now?
Multiply by x. 2.
Multiply by 2, and we get x is greater than or equal to 16. So there's a multiply. Just a reminder, if you had something where everything is over 2, like this, you want to multiply 2 first. That would give you x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 12. And I don't have to finish that out. I'm just showing you if it's all over 2, you're going to multiply the 2 first. If it's just one thing, you're going to subtract first or add first. All right? So what I'm going to do is stop the recording. Stop the share. Stop the recording.